Hello and welcome to Endzone 2, and if you'd like to check out the game, which is now out in early access on Steam, there is a link in the description. And this video is kindly sponsored by Assemble Entertainment. Now, if you would actually like to take a look at this, this is absolutely fantastic. I have been playing this for the last hour or so because I just got addicted to it. It's one of those. It's one of those games where you just go, what can I do next? What can I do next? And you're going to see exactly what's up. So let's start a new game. You can play the tutorial or you can play survival mode. I'm going to play the tutorial just because I want to show you absolutely every single aspect of the game so that when you play it, you're going to be ready to dive in almost immediately. So that's what we're going to do here. Now, the greatest thing about this game so far that I have seen is the logistical strategy element, strategical element to it, which is actually going to provide you with extremely, really quite surprising depth. And you also have these things, these activities that you can do called expeditions. And, well, basically you're in a world that is irradiated, or at the very least you're going to have problems with radiation as time goes on. And so you're going to need to provide your settlement and your settlers with protective gear. So you're going to need to get them gas masks, you're going to need to get them gloves, you're going to need to get them all kinds of protective stuff so that they can move around the world and actually survive. Otherwise, they're going to die. Same thing with, procuring them water and food, supplies, all kinds of crazy resources and everything. And you're going to see exactly why this is so incredibly enticing.
I'm pleased to meet you. I'm going to look over your shoulder while you help our settlers set up a new home. By the way, I'm Ella. At the moment, all our settlers are in the Pathfinder, and you can explore the surrounding area with them. You can use our Pathfinder to explore the wasteland. Send it off and try to find a site for another settlement.
Alright, so yeah, this is our first initial starting area, and I'm going to assume, I haven't played the survival mode, but I'm going to assume that this is how you basically start every single game. And bear in mind that all these things are kind of random. I think they are going to be kind of random. So anyway, mission tasks and warnings for the entire game map are displayed here, and so on and so forth. And now this is your Pathfinder. And this is really, really interesting to me because this literally allows you to explore pretty much anywhere you want in this entire area. Of course, at the moment we are, kind of guided to a certain point. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over there, and that's where our little vehicle is going to travel. Now, bear in mind as well, we only have a certain amount of water. And if you take too long, if your people take too long to get to a certain point, they will start dying. So you have to be very concise, and you also have to be very prepared by the time that happens. Otherwise, things are going to go pretty badly. So anyway, we've got a new settlement available here. Provided the zone has been revealed, the attributes of the habitable zone currently being viewed are displayed above the map. It is worth taking a look at this before beginning with settling. The individual pieces of information can be clicked on to use the camera to jump to the respective position. So you can see here we have fertile soil, 3 zones of fertile soil, and we also have some clay as well. Now, clay is going to be very important later down the line. So what we're going to do is I'm literally going to build a new settlement right there.
We need to find a location for the center of our settlement. Once chosen, the location cannot be changed. Place the settlement center near key resources such as water, trees, and scrap ruins.
Exactly. So basically, as it goes right now, you can, your first initial building that you have right there, that is basically your supply depot. There are depots that are separate from this, but this is your depot that your vehicle is going to be using when you initiate transport routes. Yeah, don't worry. I was a little bit overwhelmed by it as well, but transport routes are a thing that you're going to be getting into later on in the game as well. And these are going to allow you to have automatic deliveries of resources from one settlement of yours to another. So there are going to be 2 settlements and maybe even more settlements that you're going to be able to have running at any one time. Anyway, we're going to place our main place right here, and we're going to be getting a jetty. So jetties obviously are going to provide us with water. Yes, water. So this is going to be very, very important for us, of course, and I'm going to try to place it relatively well. Let's try to place it somewhere around here, I guess. There we go. I'm only going to be placing 1 at the moment because that's the funny thing. We just need to get it built. We just need to get it built, and then we can go to this menu down here called Professions. I actually very much enjoy the UI. I think the UI is very nicely organized because all of your professions, all of your jobs are going to be under the Professions menu. And then all of your construction is going to be done in, obviously, as you might expect, the construction menu. But these icons are very easy to kind of see what they are. That's one of those bugbear things that I tend to have quite a lot, where when I'm playing a game like this, I want it to be obvious at a glance what that is. You know, for example, this is food, this is raw materials, these are trades and crafts, this is industry. All of this stuff is very easy to learn, and it's easy to see at a glance, and I absolutely love that. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to just put some water carriers assigned right there, and that is going to enable them to start doing that. So I'm just going to increase the speed of the game as well, and we need to obviously eat as well. So what we're going to do is we are going to get some food. So we need foraging huts. So foraging huts, we can basically place them wherever we want. You can see here that when you move a certain building into an area, when it is on land, that is, obviously you need to place, you know, fisheries and jetties next to water because, you know, that's obvious. But when you are going to be placing something else, like a woodcutting place or a foraging place, you are going to need to take note of the highlighted resources around that. And so we're going to just place that around about here, and that's going to be great. There we are. Okay, so now let's go to the Profession tab, and then we'll just do this. More foragers, that's what we need. Bear in mind that we are also going to need to build a bunch of houses, because the more settlers you have, the more workers you have. However, that also means that you're then going to have more resources being consumed in the process. So there are a lot of different ways that things are maybe not going to go as well as you think. Anyway, we are now going to need to get a woodcutting lodge. So the woodcutting lodge is super, super nice and simple to use, and I actually really love using the woodcutting lodge. Basically, you could place it around about here, but I'm actually going to place it over in this direction, because look at the amount of wood that we can get from this. It's actually kind of insane. So we're just going to place it there, and then what you can do is you can change the work radius as you might expect, and we're going to change the work radius to be around about like this, I guess. And we are later down the line, unfortunately we don't have it available right now, but later down the line we're going to get the tree nursery. And the tree nursery is going to be fantastic because that's going to allow you to build new trees, or shall we say plant new trees, and then it's going to be an infinite cycle of planting trees, cutting down trees, planting trees, cutting down trees. You understand, you get it, right? You get it. So yeah, anyway, we're just going to be going here. You technically don't even need to go to the Professions tab, by the way. You can click on the individual buildings if you so desire, but this is just a really easy way of seeing it. But you can do it here on this little slider bar, and you can just go like so.
Your woodcutter's hut is already producing. By the way, a production site can produce faster when it stands near a stockhouse. We don't have any stockhouses yet, but the town center has the same effect. Besides wood, the most important building material is scrap. Build a scrapyard which collects scrap that is lying around or extracts it from old ruins.
And here is the scrapyard. So the scrapyard is actually a really, really nice place because basically what you can do is you could literally just place it somewhere around here. Also, there are a number of scrap locations in the distance over there as well. Look at how much scrap you can literally get from this place. Almost 10,000. You can actually get 10,000, I think, probably at some point in that area. And that's the point. You can technically, if you want, you can technically expand into those areas. But for now, considering we want to try to increase the logistics of our, should we say, the efficiency of our logistics, that's a little bit better to describe it. We are just going to place it close to our town center. So now we can actually make it so that our people are collecting scrap. You could see here, oh yeah, this is also something that I actually felt was really, really cool. So you could see here, this little button right here, this is like a filter, and it shows you exactly how fast your resources are being collected at each individual location. Super, super important to see all that. Now we can also build our settlements here, so I actually don't even know where to really place them. I think I'll probably place them relatively close to our town center. And we're just gonna, it doesn't matter whether you leave a space in between the buildings either, as far as I can tell. So I'm pretty happy with that. Also, blueprints. Okay, so a blueprint is basically a thing that you can place down on the floor, as if you don't have the resources to currently build the building, then they are actually going to just place a blueprint down. But when you have the available resources, you can then click this little arrow down here, and then they'll get going on that. Because obviously at the moment, I don't currently have any plastic, and that's going to be a bit of a problem because I need the recycler. I need the recycler to be able to do that. So the recycler is going to be placed round about here. And as you see, down in the bottom right, every single thing, every single building that you have available to you is going to have efficiency buffs to make use of. So for example, you could see here the recycler will benefit from having the production scrap building as well as depots in the vicinity. And obviously the depot in the vicinity that we're talking about right here is the town center, because I don't technically have any other depots. But this is really, really important for us to do, because that's going to provide us with a 20% increase in efficiency. And if you want to be really, really, concerned with efficiency and making sure that your settlement is working as effectively as possible, then that's what you obviously want to do. Otherwise, we're just going to be placing 2 recyclers on that, and then hopefully we'll be able to get some more plastic. It's going to be very important.
Work faster when they are located near their source. The recycler requires scrap, so it benefits from being placed near the scrapyard. Exactly. So now we can also get the workshop. So the workshop is going to be super important as well, because the workshop, as you can see, if we place it next to wood and scrap, then we're going to get an efficiency bonus. But unfortunately, because the wood building, I placed it all the way over there because I wanted it to be kind of out of the way. You never know when you're going to need additional, space to build settling buildings or anything else, basically, because we're going to obviously be producing quite a lot of clay as well, because clay is available in this particular region. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're just going to place it right here because it's right next to the scrap building. And then we can, of course, assign some tool makers too. So we're just going to put 2 of those over there. Good. Now the settlement is...
And the settlement is now growing, which means that we now need more food because, we need to feed them, obviously. So let me actually just see. Here we go. Let's get a fishery. I'm going to build the fishery probably around about here. It's a bit too far away for my liking. I'd actually like to get some roads. This is going to be a little bit dicey. I'm not sure if I can actually make this work. Maybe I can. It would be cool if I could make this work, because basically if you can connect your buildings to your town center, you'll gain a 10% efficiency increase as well. So it's actually very useful to do that, but your forces are going to need to go ahead and do that. They're going to need tools to be able to do that, as you could see, and tools are made by the workshop. So, well, hopefully that's going to work out. We also need to increase the amount of water carriers we have at our jetty, because as you can quite clearly tell, if I actually change the slider here, look at how much it changes. It changes so dramatically how much water you're going to get per minute. And at the moment, we're going to be getting 90 water per minute, which is obviously much more than we are currently consuming. So very nice. Otherwise, we do need to assign some fishermen. Yeah, we haven't actually built the... Wait a minute. Yeah, we haven't built that yet. All right. I was jumping the gun a little bit there. But other than that, you can see exactly what's going on here. We're building everything up. We're building absolutely everything up. And bear in mind, you are then going to have the ability to expand to an additional settlement. You can explore all kinds of habitable zones that are going to have unique resources, so that you're going to be able to get things like fire axes, generators, and various other bits of technology and equipment. And you can also have then multiple settlements under your command, which is going to obviously provide you with an increased logistics challenge, which is going to make a big difference. Okay, so are we actually gonna do this? Yep, there we go. We're doing it because I actually placed down way too many roads, and they did the roads first. But that's the thing, they're not telling you to build roads yet in the tutorial, and I jumped the gun quite dramatically there. So that's the reason why we weren't having our fishermen do anything, but they are going to be done relatively soon. There we go. Fantastic. Let's get the two fishermen on that. That's wonderful. And now we need cloth. Yeah, now we need cloth. So let's build a plantation so that we can actually get fibers. And now bear in mind that this needs to be placed on fertile soil. So we're going to place that round about here. And then what you can do with this thing, which is going to be very, very cool, is we are going to build a plot, and you can build multiple plots, or you can build one big plot. We're probably just going to go for one big plot. That sounds like the best possible idea. I'm making sure that we have all of these things available as well. All the roads being equipped on these. And as you can see, there is a cultivation area here. So we're going to be clicking on that and then just making a massive area. This is as much as we can do. Let's do another one. There we go.
Well done.
That is the maximum.
Up till now, we can only grow fibers. But if we find more types of seeds, then we can cultivate them on the plantation too.
Yes, exactly. So we can actually find additional seeds, which is going to be extremely cool. And by the way, there is also a research tree as well, and a weaving mill is what we need to now build. So the weaving mill is going to be extremely useful for us because that is going to allow us to build, you guess it, clothes. Clothes is going to be very, very important. Unfortunately, water is not actually very close to where I currently am. So I won't really be able to do anything with that, but we are gaining 3 out of 4 of the efficiency buffs, which I think is pretty good. So we're going to be pretty happy with that. That's okay. We don't need to be too concerned with it. However, the main problem is I don't have any spare workers, which is a big problem. Yeah. I don't have any spare workers. So now I do. There you go. Okay. Fantastic. Because here's the thing. What's really cool as well is that your settlement and your settlers are actually going to continue having children. They're going to have children, and the children are going to grow up. And the speed at which that happens is actually quite staggering. They do tend to grow up quite fast. And now what I really also love, and now this is a really minor thing, but what I really also love is this at the top left of the screen right now is telling you when the autosave is about to happen. Because I personally really don't like it when a game basically just autosaves, and if the autosave takes a long time, because obviously this game is not going to take a long time initially, but maybe as your settlements grow and grow and grow, it might take a little bit longer, because in the end, you're going to have some insanely large settlements and things like that. But I love actually having a heads up. It basically just goes, hey, we're going to save in a second, is that okay, And I think that's really, really cool. Anyway, I'm just going to place a couple more settlements here. I shouldn't really be building too many more, but I'm going to try to build at least 10 here. And then we're just going to speed it on. And eventually we are going to be getting a radiation warning. And the radiation warning is going to be a huge issue for us because we're going to need to build protective masks and things that can actually help us to breathe in a radioactive atmosphere. So that's going to be a problem. Anyway, our simple shelters are almost done. As you can see, these ones that I actually built beforehand and just placed the blueprints down of, which is actually very cool, by the way, because you can actually place blueprints down at any point, and then you're actually going to have the ability to fulfill the order at any time you want. You don't have to, you're not forced into it. Your villagers do not force you into building that particular thing. You can do it anytime you like, which I personally very much appreciate. Okay, so now there is a bit of an issue here with this jetty. I'm going to have to increase it a little bit because we are actually losing water, as you could see. So yeah, we may have some water issues at some point in the future. But what we're going to do is we're going to get a cistern here. and I'm going to place it relatively close to where all the other jetties are going to be. We need to place 2 cisterns down, so I'm going to place one here, and I'm going to place one over here as well, because you never know whether I'll place other jetties. I might. You never know. Maybe I will. And otherwise, this road is actually not working. Did you see that? I did not see that. There we go. Wait, no, it's still not working. Are you serious? There we go. Okay, wait, it's still not working. There we are. Now it's connected. Oh, that was terrible, wasn't it? That was absolutely awful. But now it's done. Now it is absolutely done. So yeah, we have to be a little bit careful about building these cisterns and food depots and material depots, mostly because they require 5 plastic each. And at the moment, I didn't have enough for all of them, but now I do, because, you know, I took a little bit longer. But yeah, anyway, food depot. I'm probably going to be placing a food depot round about here, because I'm going to be building a bunch of fisheries at this particular lake, and maybe some more foraging huts and things like that. So let's build another thing there, and then we'll build... I'm actually not entirely sure. Maybe another foraging place over here or something like that. That might be a nice idea. I'm not sure if that's actually a good thing to do, but yeah, I'll try it out. We'll try it out and we'll see whether that makes a difference. We also want to obviously connect this, because all of this is going to make a difference to your efficiency in some way or another, so might as well, right? And we want to try to maximize the amount of tools used as well. We don't want to use too many tools. And then we have a material depot here. So I'm going to place the material depot, probably can't even really place it close to many of these things, unfortunately. So I guess what I'm going to do is we're going to place one round about here for the cloth and all that stuff. And then we're going to place one round about here for the scrap and the clay eventually, because the clay and the bricks and things like that we're going to be building, that's probably going to be a good idea to place there. Or at least I hope so. Let's put the road there. Put the road there. There we are. And this actually needs a road connected to it. We didn't have one. Yeah, I don't know whether I really want to do that, but I guess I will.
Each stock site increases the maximum number of resources that can be stockpiled in a settlement. If the stocks are full, our production sites cease their work. Vicinity to a stockhouse and easy access are important features for production buildings. A production site produces more effectively when it is connected to the town center by a road. Super! The more buildings you connect via your road network, the more stable the production at your settlement is going to be. When our economy thrives, it also uses up more resources. Luckily, we can regrow our wood. That's what we have the tree nursery for.
Yes, indeed. Just like I was talking about before, the tree nursery is absolutely fantastic. Probably one of my favorite buildings ever, just because it literally provides unlimited amounts of trees, or at least it should do. And what we're going to do is we're just going to place that roundabout here, which is roundabout the same kind of thing that we have with our woodcutting lodge, as you see right there. Not too bad, and that is going to be great. And then we can assign some foresters on that too. I don't think we need to place more than just one actually on that. But what I am thinking that we're going to need to do is build another jetty.
Awesome. The tree nursery will plant trees within its work area that can be used again by the woodcutting lodge. That way, we create a healthy loop.
There we have it. All right, so now we're going to need to build a charcoal kiln, or a coal kiln even. And that is going to provide us, we need wood to be able to do that. And as you can see, I actually wonder whether I can I get to any of the depots in the vicinity? There's a depot, and I can place it there to get both benefits. That's actually quite funny. I don't really want to place it right there if I can help it. Maybe here? Ooh, look at that. I actually got it. Nice. Okay, this is actually perfect. Very nice indeed. So more charcoal burners, thank you very much. More charcoal burners, and then that's going to be built. Now, one thing we do have is an overabundance of people. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place a whole bunch of people in the jetties here.
At the tailor's shop.
And now we need a tailor's shop. And unfortunately, the main problem we're having right now is that the wood is going down. So I may very well need to get another woodcutting lodge, which I'm not a big fan of. Here it is. And another cool thing right here, look at this. I am getting exactly every single efficiency buff in the world right here. Totally planned, obviously. Totally planned. Not at all, but yes. Anyway, there we go. We can get another tailor up and running there. And hopefully we will now be able to get activated carbon masks. And that's going to be a really, really nice thing for us. I am trying to get as much water as possible.
Our fears have been...
And here we go. We're going to have to survive the increased radiation. Unfortunately, we do have to build a graveyard just in case. So we're going to build that around about here. And we don't have any people working on this, so we're going to put 3 people on that. And we're going to put some people on here. Just 1 forester is probably enough, I assume, at least. And 2 trees per minute. I'm not a big fan of that. 3 trees per minute? Oh, okay, so basically increasing this doesn't really help that much. That's kind of unfortunate. Yeah. Well, hopefully it's good enough. Yeah, hopefully it's good enough. I don't know. Maybe it will be. Anyway, we need to make sure that every single one of these resources has a green arrow next to it, because that is going to obviously make it a lot easier for us to survive. And yeah, we are going to have a little bit of rain, as you can see. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of warnings and various other things that you can see at these places as well. So it's actually very, very nice that they give you so much information. So I'm currently getting about 30. I should probably increase my wood. Yes. No, I think that's good. We're getting 3 wood. Actually, 32 wood. And this is getting 30 wood. I wonder why that is. It's because of this, isn't it? Yeah, okay, well that's fine. And how are we doing here? Not very well. Okay, we're gonna have to change that. Gonna have to go over here. Yeah, why not? Okay. Just gonna try to move the work circle to make sure that it's actually in the right place to give us the most efficiency possible. That is obviously what we want every single day of the week. And that's the thing. There we go. We've got maximum water now, which is fantastic. Now, I wouldn't mind showing you the research tree, but they haven't yet given me that ability. Now, the research tree is extensive, very extensive. It's going to allow you to unlock a whole bunch of additional buildings and additional ways for you to progress in the game and survive. And it's very important that we actually get research points. And how do you get research points, you ask? Well, you're going to get to see that very, very soon. Alright, so we finally now have the ability to use our Pathfinder to go and explore a ruin, I guess you could kind of call it. And now this is what's really cool. I love this about this game. You could start an expedition. And expeditions are how you gain research.
If we open the entrance, our vehicles can transport the scrap home from here. Those supplies will keep us stocked for generations. That worked. The gate control unit on this side is broken. There's an intact control unit in the other hall. There's an axe here. Maybe we can still put it to good use. I'll pack that.
Alright, so basically, we are now in a kind of like a... I don't even know what to really call it, but kind of like an action RPG kind of situation, where we have to try and figure out how to activate the gates. And we are going to have to figure out how this works. Because look at this. There's a door here. How do we deal with the door? Well, I picked up the axe already, so that's going to be easy enough, and we opened that up. However... look at what we have to do here.
This control unit needs power in order to work.
Look at that. We need a generator to be able to make this work. And I currently don't have the ability to do that just yet. So, where do we go? How do we do it? Well, there is a way to do it, obviously. There is a little stairwell at the top here. And if we just click on that and go down here, and then there's the generator. We could take the generator And then, you know, you can move around in here as well. You can just mouse over a number of different things. Unfortunately, there isn't anything here for us, but you can scavenge if you so desire. There's a whole bunch of things to scavenge. Like, for example, this car is actually something that we can scavenge too. So there's going to be a huge amount of raw resources in these places. And otherwise, we can now do this.
Unit, the generator's running and supplying electricity. We did it! The entrances are open. Now our vehicles can come here and load up the scrap. Maybe we'll find something else on the grounds besides scrap too. We should take a look around. We'll pack it. I'm in. Let's go.
Alright, so that seems to be it, as we weren't able to open the gates before, but now we can, because we have power. And that's absolutely fantastic. So, yeah, otherwise, I believe we are basically done. I don't think there is really anything else for us to do here. I'm at 90%. There is, I think, one more thing that we can loot, which is just over here. And boom, we have 100%, which is obviously fantastic. And so now what we can do is we can actually exit here, and if we want, I actually wonder, yes, we can go around the side here, and we can even disassemble the ladder.
We'd better take this along with us again.
There we go.
On the
So
road.
now we have a ladder. It's fantastic. And now what's really cool is that, look at this. This is technically a resource mine now, and it's going to produce this.
Let's
Super
go.
nice. And now otherwise what we could do is end the expedition. We can start transferring all of our supplies back into our Pathfinder, end the expedition completely,
explorers
and now
have
we go
extensively
back into our
explored this
Pathfinder.
and consequently received 1 knowledge point. We can also use that point to research the kinds of technologies that require knowledge points.
On my way.
The knowledge points you've collected can be used to research new technologies. In order to research the clay pit, you'll need to use knowledge points in the economy branch.
Exactly, and we now have access points as well. So basically this is an access point right here, and this is going to be extremely important for offloading any supplies. So as soon as we do this, boom, there we go. We have the ability to do that, and then all we do is we just select all this stuff, and that is going to get offloaded into our little settlement here. And we can also rename this anytime we want, by the way. So we can call this the City of Scoundrels. There we go. Oh no, I don't have enough space. Okay, fine. The City of Shadows. There we go. What an edgy name. Okay, so yeah, otherwise, let me see here. Ooh, yeah, I'll go for purple. That sounds cool. There we go. It fits much better now. All right, so yeah, you can name your obviously you can name your settlements. Of course, I didn't show you that yet, but yeah, you can. And now we just need to research the clay pit. So let's do that. So this is the research tree. And as you can see, we have pretty significant amounts of stuff to unlock. And at the moment, we have to use a knowledge point over here to unlock this research. And then we can research individual things as long as you have the research costs associated with it. For example, we need wood, scrap, and tools, as well as, of course, we need to take 5 minutes to do that sort of stuff. But once that's done, then we'll have access to the clay pit. And I don't know whether you've noticed this, but you can see absolutely every single one of your little people walking around here. You obviously can't select them or... Oh, you can select them. Oh, I didn't even realize. Yeah, you can select them, and you can even focus on them, and you can watch where they go and what they do. And you can see their health, you can see their confidence, which is basically their happiness, and you can also see their radioactive contamination. And you can actually watch them walk around and do whatever you want. But it's really, really cool that you can actually zoom in that far as well. And from what I've experienced so far, and bear in mind that this game is in early access, you are not going to be, well, from my perspective at least, you're not going to have any performance issues, or at least I haven't had any performance issues so far. And that is actually a really big testament to it, because obviously it's a city builder. It's going to be pretty big, you know. Okay, we need more fisheries actually, because this is going to be a problem. Yeah, we're going to need to make sure that I have more fisheries. We're just going to build 3 more fisheries here, I guess. I think that's a bit overkill,
Great.
but I'm
We can
going to
build
do that.
clay pits with that. Our settlers will have to collect knowledge for further research in the future as well. Maybe now would be a good time to explore some more ruins. It's up to you. Clay is mined in a clay pit, which has to be placed at a clay deposit. If there isn't a clay deposit in a particular zone, then you can't obtain any clay there.
Alright, so this is where we get the exciting job of getting a clay pit up and running, and now here's the thing, boom, we have a depot in the vicinity, we got all the efficiency in the world, boom, we can just place it right there. We're going to be super, super pleased with that. And then we can also get some clay diggers, and that is going to allow us to start getting some clay. And then the clay is actually going to be used to research brickwork. Yes, the brickworks.
Awesome. Clay is the basis for a completely new building material. Don't forget that the clay pit benefits from a connection to a road and to depots in the vicinity. Now, the newly obtained clay has to be fired into bricks. This is done at the brickyard. It's best if you place it near the clay pit. By the way, we don't need a knowledge point to investigate the brickyard.
Exactly, we don't. That's what's really, really cool about the research system. You do not need an additional knowledge point. You only need knowledge points to be able to unlock the certain level that you want to get access to. For example, as you can see right here, we have the clay pit and we have the brickworks, and you only need to use one knowledge point to be able to unlock those. However, you need 2 knowledge points to be able to unlock the vulcanizer, which creates rubber, as well as an upgraded material depot. Very cool. And then obviously you have the bathhouse, you have pharmacies, and later on down the line you have things like an upgraded town center, houses, a wishing tree which boosts the attractiveness of your settlement, recycling center, a lead foundry, a spacious vehicle, loads of vehicles. We've got a Titan here, so you can cross swampy and hazardous terrain. You've got a copper smelter, upgraded wells, and all that wonderful stuff. So there's really crazy amounts of things available there. Anyway, we now need to research the brickworks, and we can currently do that once we have enough clay, which we currently don't have. It's going to take me a little bit longer to get that. As you can see, our stock is only 4 clay, and we need a bit more than that. Alright, so we already have the ability to now build the brickworks, and I gotta say, as I've already mentioned, the UI in this game is so incredibly good because it tells you absolutely every single thing you need to know. I was looking for a research indicator and seeing how long it was going to take, and I was about to say, when I came back, I was about to say, where's the research indicator? But no, it's literally right in the middle of your screen, and I'm just, unobservant, but I actually think that that is so incredibly cool because it literally just tells you absolutely everything you need to know. Really, really useful, especially in a logistics, survival, colony builder like we have here. Anyway, the brickworks is now done, and now let's get brick makers. Let's get 3 of those guys.
The brickworks begins to work right away when coal and clay are made available to it. The manufacturing of bricks requires a lot of workers, but bear in mind that in addition to more water and food, more inhabitants also need more protective clothing. Creating a settlement is a complicated venture, isn't it? You're doing just fine. If I'm too fast for you or something, in addition to...
Alright, so basically what we now need to do, and this is one of the really, really cool things about this game, is that we are now going to be expanding to an additional settlement. And you can see here, this is the reason why I actually built so many jetties and so many fisheries as well, because I wanted to make sure that I had absolutely every single thing available to us when we needed it. And also the reason why I expanded the amount of houses that we have as well. Because otherwise, if you don't have that, then, you're going to have some problems with doing this entire little section here. So basically what we're going to do is we are going to place water, food, wood, scrap. We need cloth as well. And where's the cloth? Whoa, we only have 20. Whoa, that's really bad. That is really, really bad. Okay, well, tools, that can go. Not 32 of them, though. I'm going to literally take some of those back. Thank you very much. Let's just do this. There we are. And then we can do plastics. Well, obviously, that's easy enough, isn't it? We can just do 20 there. And then we only have 20 cloth, which is really, really bad. Well, I'm going to do it. And then we can just take some adults as well.
We
There you
have
go.
everything necessary with us. Now we can set off to create a new settlement. Head off in search of a new zone you'd like.
Okay, so basically what we now need to do is we need to go up here.
Got it?
And that is going to allow our Pathfinder to go all the way over there. Obviously, in the survival mode, you're not going to get an icon that tells you, oh yeah, just go over here. You're going to be able to freely explore however you want. And I think that's really, really cool. But what we need to do right now is we need to get to a swamp area so that we can start building, or shall we say growing, herbs. Herbs are going to be extremely important for us. And we need more cloth. So yeah, problem is I don't actually have enough people. I don't have enough workers to be able to do that. But we still have, oh, we're getting 8 cloth now. That's pretty good.
Take a look at it when you get a chance. It might be worth it to build a new settlement on it.
Let's go.
Now we need a place where we want to build our town center.
Your new settlement is still getting started. We ought to supply it with raw materials from the first zone until it can stand on its own 2 feet. You can use the Pathfinder for that. You can create a transport route for the recurring transport of goods. If you assign the Pathfinder to the route, it will automatically transport resources back and forth between the destinations.
And now this is when it gets even better. Oh yes, transport routes down here. So you can see here, this gives you a small little summary of your map and what's currently going on with it. And then you can click on this new transport route here. You can name it anything you want. So you can name it Swamp to Shadows. There we go, something like that. Then you can assign the vehicle. Boom. We only have 1 vehicle at the moment, but you can obviously, you know, decide what you want to do with that. And then you can decide on the waypoints. So there's the waypoint. There it is. Load inventory space. Unload inventory space. Well, we're going to need to do something about that, aren't we? So what we want to do is we want to load at the shadows and we want to unload. Oh, wait. Is that not actually going to work? Can I not do that? I'm actually not entirely sure. Huh. Oh, no. I guess that's it. Yeah, I guess that's it. I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens. There we go.
Transport routes become particularly handy when you have multiple settlements. You can remove the Pathfinder from a transport route at any time if you want to control it manually.
And so there is a swampy area in this zone, and so what we're going to need to do, yeah, also my water is now, no, it's actually fine. Over here it's not going very well. Yes. Over here it's not going very well, but hopefully we're going to be able to do a relatively decent job here in just a moment, because my people are going to go back there, and then we're going to be getting some more water and all that stuff. So swamp farm. So I need to use my last knowledge point that I currently have available to unlock this additional research. Obviously I could in fact go for society instead if I was playing a different kind of way, but at the moment we want to get the swamp farm, so that's exactly what we're going to do. Boom, there we are. It's going to take 5 minutes to do that, but hopefully it's going to be okay. And some transport routes aren't configured correctly, as I thought. Okay, so basically what we can do now is we want to unload resources at this place. So we want to get at least food and water. I don't think we really want anything else, do we? Alright, so I basically didn't actually understand how this worked, but I'm just going to show you very, very quickly because it's actually really simple. So what we want to do is obviously, let's say that we want to, I don't know, give this particular settlement some wood. So what we're going to do is we're going to select wood, and then we're going to select on this little slider screen right here, we're going to just select, I don't know, 75 wood. And then you just go select, and then all you do is click on unload inventory space, and boom, it does that. So that's exactly what we want to do here. And there you go. That's it. So now that is all set up, and obviously that is going to be completely automated. You can take control of your Pathfinder anytime you want, but this is automated the way we're doing it. So it's actually really, really nice. Oh yeah, we need to actually do something else. I forgot about that. We need protective masks. So let me actually just see here. Do I even have the... Yep, there we go. There's protective masks. So we need 10 protective masks. And we need to unload those here. There we go. All right. Yep, that's it. Okay, Fantastic. So we're done with that. And now we are researching the swamp farm, as you might expect. As you can see, it's almost done. It's almost at 50%. And yeah, I'm a little bit worried, actually. I'm a little bit worried to a certain degree here. But yeah, we have no protective clothing in... oh, we have no protective clothing in here? Oh, are you serious? I thought we had enough. Are we not producing those? Yeah, we are. Look at those. We're producing those really, really fast. Okay, I'm actually going to expand some people working on this so that they can make 6 per minute. That's really, really important for us. Let's just expand all of these things, actually. There we go. Alright. Yeah, we're suffering coal a little bit. Coal needs to increase. There we go. Okay, my water is now having some issues as well. It just goes to show, eh? Yeah. As soon as you start increasing things, it all starts to spiral out of control. Okay, cloth is having some problems, but I have increased that, so it should be fine. Yeah, well, anyway, the research is now done. So the swamp farm is ready. Let's see what we want to do. Let's put it round about here. We're missing resources. What are we missing? We're missing tools. Aha! Okay. So that means... Let me slow things down a little bit. I'm just going to take you through the process once again, because this is a little bit, you know... I think you probably understand it, but, you know, maybe it's good to just go through it, just so that you can actually see what's going on here. So I'm going to just continue transporting around 10 tools. And I'm going to unload it. There we go. Fantastic. So every single time it comes over here, it's going to give us 10 tools, or at least hopefully it will. And from my perspective right now, I am not doing a very good job of producing tools, as you can see right here. If I do this, yeah, that gets me another 5. That's pretty good. The scrapyard is not doing very well now either, because we are actually starting to not have that many in this area, as you can see. So what we're going to need to do is maybe move our work circle over here a little bit. Yeah, I'm just going to move that here. There we go. And our plastic is also a little bit slow, but we're going to just increase that a little bit more.
Start distributing the protective clothing right away. Hopefully it's not too late already.
There we go. Alright, so we did the quest at least, so that's quite nice. As you can see, the soil radioactivity is influenced by external influences such as weather events. The higher the soil radioactivity in the zone, the faster the settlers are contaminated. So we've obviously got that to be a little bit worried about. But yes, once we have this built, obviously we don't have any tools just yet, but hopefully we will be getting tools with our first delivery. Ah, that's very cool. Look at that. I can select this at any time, and I can even loot these ruins. Look at this. We can literally go over to any of these places and loot these ruins immediately if we want to do that. I think that's very cool. And you also have the ability to see if there is anything special there, like technology, knowledge points. There's a generator there, there's a plant encyclopedia. There's all kinds of places that you're going to be able to explore in this world. And it's not just your settlements that you're going to have to look after. It's all these things. And now we can actually start doing this, because I finally got my tools delivered. So that's wonderful. Must have been next day delivery right there. Yes, indeed. And there we have it. Okay, so now we can actually get one swamp farmer, and we can start doing our little cultivation here. Let's see, how much can I get? There we are.
Great.
Perfect.
We've already set up the first part to produce medicine. The pharmacist produces medicine out of plastic and herbs.
Ooh, plastic. Okay, so technically what we can do, and I'm not entirely sure if we want to do it this way or if we want to produce everything here. I'm thinking we probably want to produce everything here, right? So let me actually just go over here. We need to unlock it through research. Okay, so that means we need another, yeah, exactly. We need 3 research points or knowledge points. And that means that what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to go to this particular area here, maybe one of these. This one most specifically is going to have knowledge points, as you can see. I'm not sure if any of the other places will, but this one is definitely going to have that. And so that's what is necessary. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our little guy, you know, our little truck here, And we are just going to stop over at this
Got
area.
it.
And then we're going to go... You can resume the transport route at any time, by the way. So now we can actually start an expedition and we can go into this area. And this is what is so cool. This is the reason why I love this game so much, because it has absolutely every single thing that you might expect. You can literally go wherever you like, boom. You can explore anything you like and gather any number of really amazing things. There we go, there's the generator. What else do we have available here? Nothing. Nothing too amazing. Can I get in there? I cannot get in there that way.
On the road.
Ah, there it is. There's the entryway.
This control unit, the generator's running and
There we
supplying
go.
electricity.
Fantastic. Okay, so now,
Let's go.
can we get inside? Is there a way that I can get inside? Doesn't seem like that's opening it.
I'll take
Maybe
a
I
look.
can click on it again, and maybe that actually provides me with the ability to go in there. Yep, there we go. And we got a knowledge point as a result. And we can now start looting some other things. We need a plant encyclopedia to be able to loot that by the looks of things. We got another knowledge point. Yeah, so unfortunately I don't have access to the plant encyclopedia at the moment. I don't think it is even available on this particular level. Because I think I actually saw it in one of the other areas. And as you can see, I think I have looted pretty much everything available here. And so we can basically just leave now. There we go, just loot that.
On the road.
And then we can make our way out. So all we need to do now is literally just place all this stuff in here. And then we can end the expedition. There you go. And you can return here at any time, by the way. You can literally return here at any time, whenever you like. I'm going to continue the transport route, and he's just going to go off and do exactly that. And so basically what you want to do is you want to try to get additional research points. Obviously, I already have a knowledge point available here that is going to enable me to unlock, well, these areas in the research tree. And then we're going to have the ability to get the pharmacist once we earn an additional knowledge point, which would just enable me to, I just have to go to these various other places and have a look and actually see whether we can find something here. And that's it. That's all you're going to have to do. There's so much stuff to look around as well. And this is just a small section of the map as well. I'm actually wondering whether we can even go further, because there is a lot of water down there. But I'm going to assume that there will be ways that we can get around that. Anyway, that is going to be it for this episode. By all means, check out Endzone 2. It is now available on Steam in early access. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.